Hey guys, welcome to the Team Panacea call. We do this call every Monday night, 8 o'clock Central. This is your go-to place to figure out what's working, what's not working, and just kind of chat with other people, build up some team spirit, some camaraderie, and stuff like that. First off, I'm going to ask you guys to say, this is weird now that I'm starting the recording, but you guys can still see me, right? Somebody say yes, because I'm not looking at you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. That's what I needed. Thank you. Okay. So real quick, I just want to go over the people that are already in Success Club, for recognition, because I think that's pretty awesome. But I need to find it. All right. So in Success Club already, we got probably more people already than we did all month last month. And we still got, 9 days left. But Katie Meserve with 14, Shannon Taylor, 14, Joan Crocker, I'll have to fix that, with 12, Zeta with 12, Mariah with 12, me with 10, Carrie Benkowski with 8, Renee Dinsmore with 8, Meg Lyon and Cody and Casey Stollard all with 8, Kat Falcone, Kaylin Hedges, Mandy St. Germain, Katie Thomas, and Natalie Wiley all bringing it in with 6. So congratulations to all of those coaches.
Yay.
For making it early. Some of them with some pretty rock solid numbers, like Zeta here leading away there with 12. That's amazing. So I wanted to talk a little bit tonight again about conversations, and as I'm talking to people, I'm learning that it just maybe you just can't say it enough, but one thing is, you have to talk to a lot of people. In this business, you have to talk to a lot of people. And some of them are going to block you. Some of them are going to unfriend you. Some of them might even say something rude to you. That's fine. Those aren't people that we're looking for, and if it's one of your friends who's saying something rude to you, then maybe they shouldn't be your friend. But, I don't come across as hard sell to people. And I'll tell you another thing that I don't do, which is something that somebody asked me about, is, I don't become friends with somebody, on Monday, and then the first thing they hear from me is an invitation to a challenge group on Tuesday either. I try to avoid doing that, but I'm consistently adding people to Facebook, like, obviously IG is something that a lot of you are working on more than I am, and that's fine. It applies to that too. I'm just saying Facebook because that's still where I'm doing most of my work. But, I've got a 30-year high school graduation reunion coming up, and I thought I was friends with almost everybody in my class, but, there's like 850 people in my graduating class. So turns out that I'm not friends with hundreds of them. So that's what I've been doing over the last couple of days, is just sending out friend requests to those people. But so anyway, now everybody on here is a girl, right? Except for me. So, but I mean, for me, and I'll say this for the guys that might watch the recording later, but like a lot of my donuts, which is just the copy and paste and send it out message, says something along the lines of, I'll write, hi Christina, and then I copy and paste my other part in there, which is Cody and I are starting a new accountability group here on Facebook. It's going to be really fun. We're going to share tips and accountability and keep each other on track. And we were thinking that you might be interested in that. What do you think? ? Or something along those lines. Or we decided, we thought, or we wanted to invite you to join us ? Something along those lines. That's it. Simple. And I send that. Okay. Now, people use different tracking methods. I don't work for Teamzy. I'm not an affiliate for Teamzy, but that's what I use. And it works well for me, because I log those invites, and and it's just easy for me. It tells me, here's the people to send your invites to, right? I have that list. So one of the other coaches that I was talking to was like, how do you find out, how do you decide who to send an invite to? And I don't decide. I just use Teamsy to tell me which ones. Now, if I've got somebody in particular in mind, then of course, I can invite them. But as far as getting my 20 to 25 a day in, Teamsy tells me who to do that for. And when I send that invite, it automatically sets up a follow-up for 2 days later. And so what I do is I go through and I do that follow-up. And so if I'm checking back with Christina and I see that she hasn't replied, but she read my message, then I will send another message. It says, hey, Christina, hope you're doing okay. If this is a bad time, we can circle back. Or if you're just not interested, I can mark you off my list. Now, sometimes I say that and sometimes I don't. It creates maybe a little bit of FOMO about, oh, wait, you're going to mark me off my list. I don't know if I want to be off your list. And some people, in fact, I guess about of the 6 replies that I've gotten the last day or two with that, 4 of them have been, it's just not a good time for me now. So please circle back around. And 2 of them have been, no, not interested. And you know what? And so I take them off my list and I unfriend them because I don't need them taking up space on my Facebook. But so, and so that's how that conversation goes. And I try to end everything with a question. Of course, if it's somebody that we're talking back and forth and I send them, if I send them a video or if I send them a share card, I always ask, when do you think you're going to have time to watch that? When do you think that you're going to have time to complete that so that I can check on my end and make sure that it's done properly? So, and then I go into Teamsy and I set my follow-up back up again. This is when I need to check back with them. And so for me, it's made me so much more organized about how I've been able to run my business. And I think I started, I don't know when I started, tracking this diligently, but this is going to be my 5th month in a row in Success Club 10, and that's not where I normally lived. I was normally a 6 to 8 kind of guy, but I've been a 10 to 16 kind of guy, and Cody's in Success Club as well. We're coming back from Summit. We're working with people and things are going really, really good right now, but the conversations, that's the bread and butter, right? That's where everything has to happen. And so, if somebody just giving you a hard no, then just take it and move on to the next person. That's one of the things that I've kind of been trying to say. But, the thing in these conversations too is I talk to them about, as soon as they say yes, they're interested, that's immediately when I ask for their goals. Cool. Yeah, I'm sure that we're going to have something that works for you. We're going to have a blast. What is it that you've got in mind? Do you have a certain weight loss goal, or do you just looking to tone up or build some muscle, right? And I don't think I've ever had a girl tell me build muscle, but everybody wants to lose weight or tone up, and that's fine. So my reply is, man, this if they want to lose 15 pounds, we can certainly help you do that. Whatever their goal is, if it's a goal attainable in one program, then I tell them this program will certainly help you reach that goal. If they need to lose 100 pounds, then I just say, we can help you do that. And so then I talk about how will your life be better, or how will your life be different if you've lost that 50 pounds, or if you've lost that 75 pounds or something like that. And I'm looking for specifics here, right? I'm looking for, my kids won't get made fun of because, I'm overweight, or I won't run out of breath playing with my kids, or the things that we hear and maybe some of us have experienced. And so, then I say, man, I understand how that feels. And I can only imagine, or if in my case, if it's something I can relate to, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. I found out when I got in shape, this is how it worked out for me. Feel, felt, found. But setting those goals and what we're really trying to do then is, if you need to, you can say, man, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get you 50 pounds lighter. We're going to put you in a spot where your kids aren't being made fun of, and you feel better, and you you look better, you like the way you look, and you don't get tired playing with your kids, and so you're going to be able to do that more often. And so here's one of these challenge packs is going to be perfect for you. And if they, if I have a general sense, then I choose 2 workouts generally to send them. Right now, I'm mostly just sending everybody Morning Meltdown, right? But generally, I choose 2 workouts and I send it to them. Like, I'll tell you what, in like 2 months, I'll probably be sending everybody Morning Meltdown and 21-Day Fix, because it's my go-to has been 21-Day Fix and whatever the newest program is, basically. I send them those 2 videos. Which one of these looks like one that you would do and stick with? Okay, I don't tell them or let them just go to beachbody.com and check it out and do all those other things. I want to make things, easier for them by taking away some of those choices. I mean, there's been some studies, and I'm going to butcher it, but basically about, somebody trying to sell 4 flavors of something versus somebody trying to sell 100 flavors of something. And the people selling 4 flavors actually sell more because the people, they get stuck trying to make a decision about the 100 flavors. So I send them those 2 videos. I find out which one it is that they want. They give me that answer, let's say they want Morning Meltdown, looks great. Awesome. You're going to love it. Which flavor Shakeology do you want? Right? I don't even ask them if they want Shakeology, right? I just operate with the assumption that they want Shakeology. And for me, I recommend chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry, or if you're a coffee drinker, which I'm not, a lot of people love cafe latte. I don't bring in all of the other stuff, right? I mean, all the other stuff meaning what? Greenberry? I think that's the only one I left out. But anyway, and that's my go-to flavor. But I'll send them a sample of Greenberry. I'm sticking with the basic stuff. Which one of these which one of these would you like? I prefer, or I recommend, chocolate or vanilla. And they give me that choice, or they give me their choice. And then I say, okay, what's your email? And I'll send you a link. And right now I've got a promo code, if I haven't mentioned that earlier. And we go, and I send them the link. And of course, I'm sure everybody else also copies and pastes the link in the chat thread or the text thread or however it is you're talking to them, right? I send them the email, but I never operate off of whether or not they got the email. I send it to them in the Facebook Messenger and get them signed up. And, and then I ask, okay, you know what? It takes about 3 or 4 minutes. When do you think that you would have time to do that? And they get the answer. And, and if they say, I don't know, I'll get to it later. And I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be pushy. I just want to be organized. And, if something happens wrong, I only have a certain amount of time to fix it. So, could you just, when should I be taking a look? I'm not trying to rush you, just, can you give me a time frame so I can write it down? And nobody ever says, I don't know, or, nobody gives me any pushback from that. They might not do it when they said they were going to do it. That happens a lot, but, they'll tell me sometime. And, and then I can look and see if they did it or not. Does that make sense? Does anybody have anything to add to that, or how your conversations are going? Do you do anything a little bit different? Nobody? Okay. Who's used all? Okay, Kim, go ahead.
Oh, one of the things, like I have not asked when they will look at it. I like that idea. What I have been doing is I'll send it. So like if I send you the video clip, would you watch it? It's about 2 minutes long. They say, sure, I send it. And then if they haven't watched it the next day, I'll say, did the video open for you correctly? It's okay if you didn't get a chance to watch all of it just yet. I wanted to make sure it was operating properly. And that prompts them to go back and then watch it.
Right.
So usually they'll say, yeah, I did, or I didn't yet. And then if they say they didn't, then I might ask when, but that was one thing I've done.
No, I like that. That's good. Who's used all your promo codes? All right, I'll come back to you in just a second, Christina. Anybody used all your promo codes yet? You have Zeta or not?
I used to.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm saying, because I've got like, I think I got 21. So if you need extra, hit me up, because I got 4 or 5 CBCs, and so I got 3 for each of those, and then family accounts, and then Cody's got like 9 on her own also. So if you run out, hit us up, and we can help you out. Christina, what do you have to add?
Well, actually, I have 2 questions, but I have a new question, what you just said with the codes. Because Rob would have gotten an email too. He's an active coach. I don't know why, but I was guessing that it had to be tied to that coach. So you're saying it doesn't? Like I could use Rob's codes to build more under me? I thought that I had to do my 3, and then if I wanted to use his, I had to build them under him.
I haven't heard that would be the case. I mean, I'm just operating under, like, when I order something from Papa John's, I just put in, Papa's 30, and they give me 30% off, and it doesn't really matter.
Is it? Okay. Because with you offering the codes, I'm like, oh, that means I could use Rob's codes for me and not all for him. I do have some people to put under him, so I was going to use his codes for that.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
I think you can use, I think on that coach, 411, they mentioned something you can share codes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. I'm not, that would be a lot for Beachbody Technology to figure out on how to track all of that.
Well, I didn't know if the code was like connected to my coach ID.
Right. No, I understand.
So, okay. I guess if it doesn't work, we'd owe them $10.
Yeah. There you go.
Out of our commission. My other question was, when you were talking about the info that you're getting, they have an event coming up or their kids are embarrassed and whatever. I know that, like, you pull that out later. Where are you logging that? I know I've used Teamsy before, and I know you probably had a way you used to do it, and maybe you're putting it in Teamsy now. But where are you jotting that down so that later, like, if they're struggling, you can remind them of their goal? Are you doing anything on paper? Are you keeping it all in the notes in Teamsy? Because when I used that got long.
Yeah, no, the answer to that is no to both of those. I scroll back up through the chat, honestly.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, why were you trying to lose weight? And I'll scroll back up through the chat.
Okay. Well, I guess the organized part of me, I'm working on some systems, and I'm trying to put little bullets so that I can easily find it, because I'm all about saving time. So
right, yeah, and
so when I figure out a good system,
probably better ways there's certainly better ways than how I do that, but that's what I do. And and just from a coaching standpoint, I tell these people, and like, I got a young lady who needs to lose 150 pounds, and she's been, I think she's a coach, but I mean, she's a discount coach if she is, but, and, when I've talked to her, she's like, I'm like, hey, how's today going? Well, it's not going great, but it's better than yesterday, or I'm like, hey, well, did you work out? And she's like, well, I did 2 laps around the block today, and, walking, and, and in my head, earmuffs if you're easily offended, I'm like, walking is not exercise. That's how a human gets from one place to another. It doesn't count as exercise, but anyway, I know some people might think that's offensive, but, but you're not going to lose 150 pounds by, walking around the block a few times a week, and, some days eating terribly and some days eating not as terribly. And so, I said, look, do I have your permission to hold you accountable and speak frankly to you? And, she's like, I don't know. What does that mean? And I was like, it means, you told me you wanted to reach some goals, and I'm going to offer suggestions on how to do that, and, remind you about it if you're not doing it. And she said, okay, sure, and we'll see, because, today's supposed to have been day 1, and I messaged her, and I'm like, hey, it's today, day 1. She's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to work out. I'm going to go walking with my girlfriend, and I was like, okay, has that worked for you in the past? And she said, yeah. And I'm like, okay. So anyway, but what all of that rambling basically was leading up with, do I have your permission to hold you accountable? And so like when it really comes time for a serious talking to, you know, you say, hey, you remember when you gave me permission to hold you accountable and be frank with you? And they say, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, buckle up, because here it comes, you know, and you know, and we'll just see if it works or if it doesn't. But, you know, I mean, what we're trying to do here is help people get, you know, get in shape, get in better shape. So then the other thing that I just kind of wanted to touch on was tomorrow, the apparel launches. That should be pretty cool, right? And if you order, if you add on the apparel with any of your other orders, then apparently you get free shipping on that apparel. And actually tomorrow, I think at 1 o'clock my time, Central Time, I posted it in Team Pan, but Dave Ward, who's our upline, right? Team Panacea is under the umbrella of the Fit Club Network. He does a Zoom call where he like stands in front of the camera and it's just him, and we don't have the thumbnails. But anyway, he's doing a call basically tomorrow on the apparel launch. And so I'm going to be on that. And, you know, I would encourage you guys to be on there too, if you're able to.
Will
Anybody?
you put a link to a recording for those that can't be on it?
I don't know that he records them, honestly.
Okay.
Okay.
Kim is saying
Kim's in there too. And actually, you know, they'll let anybody from Team Pan into Fit Club Network if you want. They got a lot of good stuff in there. And so one of us, Kim or I, will post the recording link then. Anybody else have anything? I don't want to take up all your time. Kim's slapping bugs.
No, I'm trying to get your attention, and then I'm trying to unmute. Dave's recordings are visible by people who are members of that group, and I've tried to share those before, and they've not worked outside of his group.
Okay, so he just shares. They're just right, because I think he actually goes live in that group, and so the video's always there, but it doesn't ever get uploaded to YouTube or anything like that, like we do. So
Not that I'm aware.
yeah. So if you want in Fit Club Network, then you know, send me or Kim a message, and we can add you to that. And
Okay. And then Kim, since or either of you are going to be on, am I unmuted? Yeah. Will you take at least some bullet point notes to maybe share with us if we can't get in there and watch it?
I don't know what
time.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it live.
Okay.
So I may not.
Or any time. I just think that might be good, and I don't know if I want to add myself to yet another group right now.
right.
But if you can add some bullets and share in Team Pan, that would be awesome.
Okay, we can make that happen. I can help with that. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else have anything else? Hi, Natalie.
Chris, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you explain me about returns on Beachbody, how policy works? Like last night I got a return on Beachbody on demand from one client, and she purchased in April. So she used funds Beachbody on demand and was full refund, and all that volume points from me.
Okay, so it should be, yeah, that's a great question, and it should something we should cover every now and then. It should be, if it's within 90 days, the policy is 30 days, right? On paper, it says 30 days. But the unofficial policy, they might return, I've seen them return like 6 bags of Shakeology, you know, for somebody. And so we've just, you know, and so we raised a stink about that. We're like, look, you know, if you guys want to be super nice and return 6 bags of Shakeology, then knock yourselves out. But, you know, I like your return policy the way it is. And so the happy medium that we got was 90 days. So from when they purchased it, from when they requested a refund. So, you know, if they bought it in April and it was like, you know, early April or something like, I mean, it might still be in that 90 days, you know, if it's in April. But
so after that, she can return.
Right. And it used to be that we had to catch that, right? But they've fixed that now to where it's supposed to be that doesn't happen anymore, you know, that the system automatically understands, hey, you can't take this commission and volume back from these people. And I think that's happening I think they're doing pretty good with that, because I haven't seen that in a while.
They have to pay, like if they return Shakeology, they have to pay shipping or anything? Just wondering.
What's that?
When customers return Shakeology back, do they have to pay shipping?
Yeah, they have to pay to ship it back.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I mean, some people, I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but like, you know, back in the day when a lot of my people were like neighbors or something like that, you know, if somebody asked me about returning it, you know, I'd be like, look, you know what, I'll buy it from you, you know, because I might buy it from them. I mean, because I already got the $30 commission anyway, and I don't want to lose the 18 points of or 18 team cycle bonus if it's from a lower deal. But and I don't want them taking away Success Club points if it's a brand new order, you know. But that hasn't happened in a while. Okay, anybody else have anything? We're coming up on half an hour, so I don't want to take all night. And I have a video to make. Guys, if you got any pictures, I think everybody on here, Irina, you haven't posted any pictures. I know you took some pictures. So can you do me a favor and put them in that album? Not like under the post, but like in the album. That would help me.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I can.
Did you say yes?
Yes, that was a yes. Yes.
All right. Well, I'm just looking at your name, and so I'm deaf, so I kind of read lips too at the same time. So, all right. Okay, awesome. All right, everybody. So let's keep this month going, man. It's going great, and we will see you on the boards.
Thanks.
All right, bye.